Alright, since we are waiting on the service of this Ferrari F14T, let's check into another exclusive series and see if we can kind of have a quick overview of another exclusive series. And for that, we'll pick on the pseudo F1 Lotus Type 125, because it's not a real F1 car, but driving dynamics very similar, as the splash screen here mentions, as blindingly fast as a Grand Prix car of the late 1990s. Right, but curiously, the bonus series this car is featured in is in elite section of the career, not legend. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so the total gold rewards available in this exclusive series: 150 gold, just like the Ferrari F14T, and the reward per 25% completion increments, also the same: 20 gold for 25% completion, 30 gold for 50%, 40 gold for 75%, and the remaining 60 gold for the final 100% completion. Now, this car, to, of course, take part in exclusive series, unlock this series, you have to fully upgrade this car. And it's not cheap, of course. When you see some 150 gold in rewards, you know they're gonna have you pay to play in here. So, and that is no exception here. The total cost of just in gold, to fully upgrade this car is some 1,372 gold. So I would generally not recommend fully upgrading any cars like this one, where it's, costing over 1,000 gold to fully upgrade, unless they give you some nice upgrade discount. So if I think most typical upgrade discount is 30%. So if you can take 30% off of 1,372 gold, that's a few hundred gold that you can save. So I would say that is definitely the way to do it, and that's not even including the cost of the car itself. Now, this car was originally presented in a special event called Light Rider quite a while ago, and in that event, and since then we've actually had a flashback event of the same series, and this car was winnable without any gold upgrades, if I remember correctly. So considering that the car's cost is 880 gold, that's saving 880 gold. So that's, not bad. And then let's see. And since then, I think we've had a limited time series for this car. So the significance of that is, I think, if they put this car in the event archive section of the game, I am afraid that they're going to put the limited time series and not the Light Rider. I prefer that they put Light Rider, because obviously it's a cheaper way to win the car, but and also the always story is more entertaining. I'll just leave it at that. So that's my preference, but it is what it is. And considering that this car is the series, both the bonus series in elite section called Exos Experience and this exclusive series, they are both single car series. Of course, all exclusive series are single car series, but the bonus series this car is featured in is single car series, which means I don't think there is a showcase discount available on this car. So that 20% off on the total cost of the car. So Besides, 20% off isn't really as good of a discount, I would say. So anyway, enough about that. Let's check out the, since exclusive series, all tiers are unlocked. Let's see if we can check out what we got here. This series, 20 tiers total with 3 time trials, as you can see here. So 25% completion. If you just run linearly from tier 1 through tier 20, just in order, about tier 6, you probably will claim the 25% completion reward. And let's see, maybe around tier 9-ish, tier 9, or maybe the tier 11, because obviously the time trials are not 3 event tiers, so the completing time trials don't make up as much percentage as all the regular 3 event tiers, right? So around tier 11, or yeah, around tier 11, I would assume it's going to be 50% completion, and somewhere around tier 16, I would assume it's going to be the 75% completion. And then of course, upon the fully completing all gold trophies and completing the time trials, you will get the 100%. So starting with tier 1, we got head to head at the 24-hour circuit. So that is of course a full lap. I think it's going to be a single lap. Let's find out. How many times do I have to go around the 24-hour circuit in this car? And at some point, I'm sure it will load up. Yeah, single lap. So good to know. And we got autocross at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, which usually the autocross at Nürburgring, no matter which circuit variation, is generally on a longer side. So not ideal for autocross annihilation team events, since you would be scoring very slowly, Anyway, moving on, then we got Cup at Mazda Raceway, and that's going to be just a quick double lap in this car. So that's not bad. And let's check out the second tier. Got Endurance at Mount Panorama, so depending on who you have to race against. Do you have fast friends that rack up a lot of distance in this event? Then yeah, you're gonna have to compete against those guys. And then we got Speed Record at Suzuka West, so that's not a terribly long circuit, just a full lap. And then we got a Cup at short on-road circuit of Porsche Test Track, just a quick 3 laps. All right, moving on to tier 3, we got elimination at circuit, the Catalunya circuit Grand Prix, and it's an elimination. So depending on how you run, you can drive shorter, thus spare yourself some service bars if you really want to pursue it that way. And then we got Speed Snap at Monza Junior course, so that's a pretty short one. And then the Cup in tier 3 is going to be at Melbourne, 4 laps, so that's not too long. All right, moving on to tier 4, we got Hunter at the Club circuit of Dubai, which is a pretty short circuit. And then drag race is going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course, but it's a drag race, so I don't think much about the venue. And then the Cup for tier 4 is going to be at Brands Hatch Indy circuit, of course, 5 laps, so that's a pretty small circuit. Should be pretty quick. And tier 5 is of course the time trial tier, and it's going to be a Daytona motorcycle course, so that's going to be pretty quick. Looks like about minute 7 seconds. So all right, that is assuming the fastest guy. That'll be my fastest friend. Minute 5 apparently is possible theoretically. if you are extremely good. Alright, so moving on to Tier 6, we got Autocross at the Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. So, alright, that one's not too bad. And Elimination at Hong Kong. So, once again, if you play, depending on the strategy you take, your distance may vary, meaning amount of wear and tear on your car will vary. And then Cup for Tier 6 is going to be a Silverstone International. 3 laps for that. And somewhere here, you should be able to claim 25% completion reward. So that would be 20 gold if you're running linearly. Right. Looking at Tier 7, we got Speed Snap at Spa. So that's a pretty quick one. And we got Endurance at Hockenheim Grand Prix. So once again, your distance may vary. And then Cup for Tier 7 is going to be at Suzuka East. Just a quick 2 laps. That is extremely short. So this exclusive series, most events are pretty short and quick, at least so far. So let's continue on. Tier 8, we got head-to-head at Dubai Hill. Is it going to be a single lap? Yep, it is. All right, and then we got a full lap Nürburgring Grand Prix with the Hunter. And the Tier 8 Cup is going to be at Monza Road Course, and that's going to be 3 laps. So that's a little bit more of a longer format race. All right, checking out Tier 9. We got Autocross at Silverstone Grand Prix, the Bridge Grand Prix. So that one is typically not too long. I mean, not too long as in not as long as your typical Nürburgring ones or Daytona ones. Yeah, Daytona and Nürburgring are definitely the longest autocrosses, I think, in the game. All right, moving on, we got speed record. So that's a full lap at the dynamic circuit of Leipzig Porsche Test Track. All right, so that's a pretty short one. And then Cup for Tier 9 is going to be at the Brickyard Road Course, 4 laps. So that one's a little bit lengthier, isn't it? So, all right. Getting a little bit longer events. And then Tier 10, we got another time trial. And this one's going to be at Hockenheim National. And look at that, under a minute. And if you are super fast, apparently 55 seconds and change is what you can pull off. All right. And then Tier 11, we got Speed Snap at Mount Panorama, Elimination at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, and the Cup at Daytona Road Course, 3 laps, most likely with a rolling start. So that's not as long as the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course, I don't think. I might be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to Tier 12, we got Endurance and Tier 11 most likely you will pick up the 50% completion reward of 30 gold. Once again, if you're running, chronologically in tier by tier fashion. Tier 12, we got Endurance at Catalunya National, Autocross at Hong Kong, and Cup is going to be at Spa. How many laps do we gonna have to do? 3 laps. All right, so Spa is a good length circuit, so that's a little bit more perhaps appropriate, although 3 laps in this car, it's going to go by pretty quick. All right, so Tier 13, we got Hunter at Mazda Raceway, so that's a full lap. And Speed Snap at 24-hour circuit. And that's right after the Tattoo Rouge, right down the first Mulsanne Straight. And the Cup is going to be a Silverstone National. And this one, we got 8 laps, so lots of high lap counts. So high lap count events are kind of fun. And National Circuit, of course, not terribly long, so that'll be interesting. It'll be good for like overtaking challenge. All right, then Tier 14, got Elimination at Suzuka Grand Prix. And speed record at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, so that's a quick full lap. And then the Tier 14 Cup is going to be at Mount Panorama, 4 laps. So that's all right. And then Tier 15, we've got the final, the third time trial. This one's going to be a Porsche test track, long on-road circuit. But that one is, of course, not a terribly long circuit to begin with. Look at the time. Shorter than Daytona Motorcycle, as it turns out. So, and minute, that is fast. Good to know. Kind of have a reference of how, what to expect in these events. Tier 16, so here's the final quarter of this exclusive series. We got endurance at Melbourne, so we'll see what kind of distance that I'll have to cover. And then we got Hunter at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, so that's a full lap. And then Dubai Grand Prix Cup. Now, how many laps is that going to be? 5 laps. So that looks like more like a proper Grand Prix race, doesn't it? All right. So, and Tier 17, we got Speed Snap at Daytona Road Course and Autocross at 24-hour circuit. And then we got Cup at Hockenheim Short, 10 laps. So, hey, they read my mind. High lap count, short circuit. Those are always fun. And Tier 18, we got head-to-head at Nürburgring Mühlenbachschleife. And that's going to be a very short single lap. And drag race at Monza Road Course. And the Cup at Silverstone Grand Prix. And that's going to be 5 laps of Grand Prix circuit. So that should be also another fun event. And Tier 19, we got Hunter at Dubai National. So that is a quick, short, full lap. And followed by Speed Snap at Catalunya National. And the Cup for Tier 19, Suzuka West, 8 laps. So another high lap count, fairly short circuit. And the final tier, Tier 20, we got Autocross at Red Bull Ring National Circuit. Head-to-head at Spa, how many laps? Another single lap, of course. And then final Cup is going to be at Nürburgring Grand Prix. And how many laps? 6 laps. So yeah, towards the later tiers, we're getting a bit more longer format races. So there you have it. As I run through this exclusive series, just for, I guess, cataloging purposes, I might just do tier by tier, just because it's easier to kind of, as I said, sort them out. So it's easier to look for a particular race if you guys need a reference. So I'll probably do that. Normally I would, just bounce around and do the quick ones first. But for YouTube, I will do tier by tier. But yeah, so, and I know this video is really not about the bonus series, but since this car is featured in only 2 series, I'll just let you guys know that in the Elite section, the Exos Experience bonus series, there's another 83 gold to be had with this car. So obviously, fully upgraded car, you can claim full 100% 83 gold. So that is something else to keep in mind. So hopefully you guys found this video useful in planning out your game. So yeah, since I'm just waiting on the services to be done on Ferrari F14T, meanwhile, I'll see if I can get started on this one. So that tier 1 video for this series will be coming up next. So stay tuned and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.